Okay, so Ali, how did you find the lesson?
Good, easy.
Good, good. And the worksheet, everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay.
Okay, you didn't send it to me yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but I just hope you answered it. It's very
Yes, I did.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for half a minute.
Hi, Miss.
How are you? Fine?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, just another few seconds and I'll start, I guess. It's strange that very few are joining. Okay. Muhammad informed me that he has issues with his Wi-Fi. I hope it's resolved soon. Anyway, the lesson, as you know, as you saw, is about renewable types of energy. It is in the theme of environmental issues. It is actually a solution to many of our environmental issues. Okay, I gave you several types of renewable energy, but which types of those are plausible or feasible to use in our country? Can we use all those types in our country? Okay. So obviously different types of renewable energy are used in different places depending on their feasibility. For example, hi Dima, for example, biomass is used as we saw in the introduction, is used by more than 1 billion people around the world. So it's very feasible, something very practical. And the good thing about it is that it's organic. The nature is organic. It's not from chemicals. Hydropower is a sort of renewable energy, and that could be used in Lebanon, for example, because we have a lot of water. We can harvest this water power to translate it to electricity. Now, before we move further on, I would like to ask you what renewable energy means. I cannot assume that everybody knows what renewable energy is. Can anyone define the term renewable energy? Muhammad, can you define the term renewable energy? What do we mean by renewable energy?
What? Can you please repeat?
Can you please define the term renewable energy? What do we mean by renewable energy?
It is like the energy collected from renewable resources.
Okay, good. Do you have another term for renewable? What else can you use instead of renewable?
Like a synonym?
Yes.
Replaceable or renewed.
Yes, replaceable, renewed, sustainable also. Sustainable, I gave you this vocab word last year, and this year it means something that lasts for a very, very long time.
Extendable.
It's also referred to as green energy because it does not pollute the environment. And so we were talking, Muhammad, before you and Dima joined, we were talking about the feasibility of some types of renewable energy. For example, in Lebanon, maybe wind power is not feasible, but hydropower is. It's practical to use it here. Solar energy is practical to use in Lebanon. But is solar power practical to use in North Europe, for example, like in Sweden, in Finland, where it is cloudy most of the year? Is it feasible?
No.
So, yes, it's not feasible at all. So installing a solar panel in your home in Sweden will not do you any good generally, because most of the time it's cloudy and rainy. Geothermal energy. Okay, let's move on to the second slide. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, let's start first of all with biomass, since most of you have joined now. Biomass is a sort of organic matter used as a fuel, especially in a power station for the generation of electricity. The word generation or generate means what? Production or produce. This is where we get biomass from: garbage, crops, crops are plants that we eat, alcohol fuels, landfills. Landfills are where garbage is put. We have several landfills in Lebanon where garbage is placed, and wood. Those are all sources of biomass energy. The reason they're referred to as green or renewable is that there's a lot of them, there's an endless supply of them, and they do not pollute the environment like chemical sources of energy would, like fossil fuels would. Okay, so this is biomass, and it's the topic of our article today. Hydropower is converting the energy of falling or fast flowing water into electricity, just as this diagram here shows. It could be used in Lebanon, of course, but we hardly use it. Moving on, we have wind energy, like this one, using wind turbines in order to produce electricity. Where do you think wind energy can be used? Which parts of the world? Dima. Rama, where can we use wind energy? Can you take a guess? Which parts of the world can we use this type of energy? Can anyone answer this question?
It's used in Europe, like Germany or the Netherlands,
Exactly. Why? There's a
where they
lot
have
of
so
wind.
much wind.
Exactly. There's a lot of wind there. Great Britain. And you see they have implanted millions of wind turbines to collect clean energy. Okay. Moving on to different types of energy now. You have solar energy, obviously harvesting the heat from the sun to produce energy, and geothermal energy. This is not found very commonly. It's mostly found in places like in East Europe. Those are like sort of like fountains, okay, that come from the subsurface of the earth and produce power and energy. They're clean because their source is totally natural. So those are the main types of renewable energy. Okay, and here I defined for you what the term renewable energy is. It's also referred to as sustainable energy. You need to know that. Okay, you need to know that term. As opposed to non-renewable energy, which means that this type of energy can be used up. It can end, okay, and it pollutes the environment. When we finish it, we no longer have any source of that energy. Now let's move on to our lesson. Several of you answered the worksheet and sent it to me, and you did a great job on that. Now, here we're talking about biomass, and how about 1.5 billion people in the world has biomass as its main source of energy. Now, let's move on to the different parts of the question. Okay, you move on to the worksheet now. I'm going to share the screen of the worksheet.
Still loading.
Okay. Is it visible now? Has it become visible? Okay. Okay, just give me a second, please. Is it visible now? Has it become visible?
Still no.
Okay, just give me a second, please. Okay, guys, can you see the screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Sorry for the issue. Okay, it's renewable energy. It's called renewable energy. It's about biomass. Okay, let's move on quickly to answering the questions. Answer the following questions in 1 to 3 sentences using your own words. Based on paragraph 1, why does the writer consider renewable biomass energy very important nowadays? The writer considers renewable biomass energy very important because 1/7 of the total world energy consumption depends on biomass, and the consumption proportion of developing countries is even higher. Also, it is the main energy resource for about 1.5 billion people around the world. Now, according to paragraph 8, how can the world benefit from biomass? Human beings can benefit from the biomass conversion system for the environment by using its waste material as energy and using its residue as fertilizers to improve the environment that is worsening from the high emission of carbon dioxide. It can also reduce the gap between the increase in demand and the decline in source of conventional energy. Now, what is the writer's purpose in writing this selection? The writer's purpose here is to convince the reader, persuade the reader that biomass is a potential renewable energy resource that needs to be used more efficiently. Finally, in A, based on paragraph 3, what conclusion can you draw about the use of biomass? Biomass is underused. According to the author, it should be used more as an energy resource. Its capacity is 5 times the world energy consumption currently, and it can supply up to 14% of this consumption. However, only 1% of its capacity has been used. Now, going to the organizational skills, what type of introduction does the author use? In paragraph 1, of course, the author uses interesting facts. Why? You need to tell me the clue. He said 1.5 billion people has biomass as its main energy resource. What purpose does the author have for using this type of introduction? This method aims to catch the reader's attention, arouse their curiosity, and put them in the general mood of the text, which is about the use of biomass as a renewable energy. Now, the second skill question, how is the title related to the text? The title Renewable Energy reflects the main idea of the text, which is about biomass, a type of renewable energy which is very efficient to use. You can also continue here if you want, and these ideas are fully explained and elaborated in the body paragraph. Number 3, what 2 types of audience would be interested in reading the selection? Explain the interest of each. This question answers may vary. One type of audience would be environmentalists to learn about the safety of renewable energy on the environment, and governments in different parts of the world to develop methods for efficient use of biomass energy. What is the pattern of organization in paragraph 6? In paragraph 6, the pattern of organization is one of contrast. The writer explains the advantages of biomass energy, then he uses, on the other hand, to explain its unfavorable aspects. Okay, you need to tell me what the pattern is, what the clue word that led you to the pattern. In this case, it is on the other hand. It could be nevertheless or however. Okay, and then justify your answer. Now again, based on the indicated paragraphs, what does each of the following pronouns refer to? You have to write it this way. It in paragraph 6 refers to biomass energy resource. It in paragraph 8 refers to biomass conversion system. Sorry. The extracts, okay, in addition to energy supply and demand, biomass gets rid of the need to have fossil fuels exported and imported around the world, which will benefit many countries that do not have oil or coal reserve by lowering the price of electricity. These ideas, this is the main idea of paragraph 8. So obviously extract A completes paragraph 8. Extract B, as derived from biological material, they are carbon-based that burn in oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. They both offer high energy density, burn easily with lots of heat, and can be stored and transferred. This is the main idea of paragraph 4. So extract B completes or fits paragraph 4. Now, moving on to the vocab. All of you who sent me your worksheets, the vocab was correct.
حسن حط happy birthday.
حمودة.
Okay, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
The screen, is it, can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay, I've reached the vocab part. Unfavorable, number one, the condition that is unfavorable for healthy skin is long exposure to extremely hot weather. What does the word unfavorable mean? Okay, what does favorable mean when a condition is favorable?
It's good or it helps you.
You like it.
Yes, it's good, it helps. Number two, the high number of votes by the president's supporters was the decisive factor in making him win the elections. Decisive is something that obviously leads to something else. Okay, it makes the decision. Decisive. Number three, the great variety of plants and flowers in this area is due to the fertile soil and the abundant rain and sunshine. What does the word abundant mean? Abundant. Okay, in for example, the Gulf countries like Saudi Arabia, sunlight is abundant. It means it is found in
The accent.
yes. It is found in huge amounts and in large amounts. And finally, number four, the major causes of high air pollution in our small city are the gases emitted from cars and factories. Emitted means given off, okay? Cars emit or give off carbon dioxide. Okay, do you guys have questions related to the theme or to the worksheet? Let me take your questions now. There's something I want to stress on. When you answer organizational skills questions, please justify them correctly. For example, in the type of introduction, as you can see here, okay, B, what type of introduction? Can you see it? Okay, I want you to tell me that type, interesting facts and statistics. This is one. You give me the clue, you give me one example, clue, interesting facts and statistics, 1.5 billion of the world population has biomass as its main energy source. And the third thing you need to do is the purpose of the author. Give me 3 purposes why the author used this type of introduction. Okay, and the article, you either say it's a condensed summary of the main idea of the of the article, or you say it reflects the main idea of the text. And of course, you need to tell me what the main idea of the text is. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Anyway, I will put a video shortly tonight. Of course, it will be ready. It will be uploaded to the app. Please watch it carefully. I will explain the worksheet in detail. And until we meet next time. Okay. So I'll let you go now. Anything else? Okay. See you soon. Bye.
Mom, I want to tell you something.